Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy, Massachusetts. Prior to tonight's game, we'd like to take a moment to honor our graduating seniors from both the cheerleading and football programs. We cannot thank you and your families enough for your leadership and commitment to the cheer and football programs over the last 4 years. We want to wish you all the best in your senior year and your future endeavors. We are now going to announce the senior cheerleaders. First, Sophie Barnes, walking out with her dad, Jeff. Emma Crosby, walking with her dad, Ted, mom, Jenna Mood, and brother, Eric. Ava Devlin, walking with Dad Joe and Mom Kara. Hannah DeWolf, with Dad Paul Thompson and sisters Kylie and Autumn. Jamar Finn, walking with Dad Joe, Mom Dolores. Leah Forte, walking with Mom Milagro and brother Ryan. Allison Keeley with Mom Linda and brother Alex. Jacob Lustig with Mom Judy. Kara O'Connor with Mom Alina, Dad John, and brother Johnny. Caitlin Pava with Mom Sandra. Sasha Rockhold with Mom Shakita, Stepdad Joe, and Sister Sydney. That is your senior cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen. And now for the football players. Number 12, Drew Beretti, walking with Mom Jennifer, Sister Peyton, Grandmother Marie, and Cousin Ben. Ali Al-Sada with Mom Zyra, Sister Zyra, and Zenmaid. Number 51, Kyle Regan, and 83, Brendan Regan, walking with Mom Kara and brother Gavin Regan. Number 52, Jamari Haley Baker. with Mom Kimberly and Dad Desri. Number 54, Parker Mullen. Mom Stacy, Grandmother Barbara, Uncles Richie and Ryan. Number 55, Oscar Lee. Walking with Coach Hannafin. Number 58, Nick Blasi. Walking with Mom Rosemary and Uncle Bob. '62, Michael Nalani. Mom Kimberly, Dad Mike, brothers Devin and Matt. Number 77, Joshua Whitaker. Walking with Mom Stephanie, brother Ethan. Your senior captains. Number 1, Jared Walker. Walking with Mom Patricia, Dad Kurt, godparents Roger and Ashley, and Aunt Barbara. Number 14, Captain Will Plouffe. Dad Tom, Mom Nancy, brother Hunter, and grandmother Kathy. Captain number 32, Clayton Corley. Mama Deborah, grandfather George Triggerberg. Number 56, Riley O'Connell. Mom Heidi, Dad Phil, brother Braden. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your seniors. I want a round of applause. Back in my head, standing in the house, listening to the song.
Oh, I was like, it's fucking cold.
Band going crazy, the boys are falling. Didn't I just stay right in that club? Took every ounce of heart, sweat, and love. Get the winners' game day jerseys down the hall. Kings of the school, man, where the boys fall. But let's turn it back to stars and stripes. Bend back them little guys. Put it in the air. Knocking heads and talking trash. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man. Captains to midfield for the coin toss, please. Captains to midfield for the coin toss.
I got job.
Hello everyone and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where tonight the Quincy Presidents will play host to the Oliver Ames Tigers in the home opener for the Presidents here at the stadium. My name is Jonathan Clary and I want to thank you for tuning in to this edition of QA TV Sports. I'm being joined by Damian Ritchie up in the booth, and Damian, captains are down on the field for the Presidents, and Quincy High School had a big victory last week against Archbishop Williams, coming out with a 39-34 victory in Braintree. It was an exciting game, and looking to go 2-0 here in the season. Now the Presidents.
Oh yeah, definitely, John. You take that long road trip to Archie's and you come out with a W. You know, it's got to feel good. But on the grand scheme of things, I think this is a very important game for the Presidents. Starting the season with 2-0, you got to walk away feeling good after that. And it's like any physical sport, it's a mindset and a mentality. And you start getting that winner mentality, it just carries on to the next week.
Well, the Presidents are certainly, like you said, they have a big victory here, 2-0, and they have a tough task next week going to Westwood as well. So if they can come out here with a big victory against the Tigers, it would be a huge booster for the Presidents. A little bit earlier on, we had senior night here at the stadium, as you hopefully tuned in to see, and all 13 seniors for the Presidents were honored, and the seniors are getting ready to have another short little ceremony here to honor the 13 soldiers and Marines who were killed in Afghanistan just a couple weeks ago. They are all holding flags that are being normally flown at Flags for Veterans Island, and they're getting ready to come out onto the field as part of the national anthem. At midfield is the color guard from the Sons of the American Legion from Morissette, post number 294. And we are now going to pause for our national anthem, and we'll turn it over to the PA announcer.
We ask you to please take a moment of silence to honor the 13 United States service members who lost their lives in Afghanistan only a few weeks ago. Our 13 seniors on the football team will each hold a flag in remembrance of their service to our country. We are going to announce the 13 service members and then have a moment of silence. Sergeant Johanna Rosary Pachado. Sergeant Nicole Gee. Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover. Corporal Hunter Lopez. Corporal Dagan Page. Corporal Humberto Sanchez. Lance Corporal David Espenzo. Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. Lance Corporal Riley McCollum. Lance Corporal Dylan Marola. Lance Corporal Kareem Nico. Navy Corpsman Maxton Soviak. Staff Sergeant Ryan Noss. Now please, a moment of silence. Thank you. Now representing the colors for tonight's national anthem are the Sons of the American Legion Squadron 294 from the American Morissette Post. Good luck to both teams, and let's play ball.
All right, nice little tribute there to the servicemen who gave their lives for our country by the seniors for Quincy High School and the entire Quincy High football team. So nice job to that. I know the parents and the boosters had some help in that as well. So
That was
good
very
job by
nice
all of them.
ceremony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. All right, well, as we get ready for the action here down the field, Oliver Ames won the toss, and they elected to defer their option to the second half. So they'll be kicking away to the Presidents. Oliver Ames, you can see, going out onto the north side of, to the south side of the field.
But they look like they're getting into a kick return. Maybe they opted to get it.
Oh, maybe I
Yeah.
thought I
Or
saw
maybe,
him.
I don't know.
Oh, see,
Well,
no, I thought I saw the official, say that they were going to kick. So maybe
they changed their mind.
they must have changed
It's a
their
very
minds.
strange
Yes.
kick formation. They're going to get flagged immediately.
So yeah, we'll
Oh,
switch that
always
up.
good. I'm a big fan of receiving the ball in the second half. Because whether you're up or down or it's a tight game, it's always good to know at halftime that you're getting the ball back immediately.
We're ready.
So, Quincy's D, time to come out. Ooh, little
All right,
offside, but
so
no flag there with the
it's
squib
going to
kick.
go
And then
just.
we have a penalty.
Yeah, it's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Well, the out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Oliver Ames will take over. First down and 10.
That may have been a miscommunication with maybe with the players, or maybe a little too antsy on the kick. Gave it a little more mustard than he needed.
All right, so it goes out of bounds, and OA will take over on their own 35-yard line. Tigers are led by Jake Grimaldi, number 10 quarterback and senior captain for the Tigers.
And we got the
And they're going to hand it off to Colin Williamson over to the right side. Williamson will get up to about the 39-yard line, maybe the 40. We'll see where they spot it, and they get him to the 40.
comparable offense to, I know, Quincy scrimmage Norwell. So
Jake Grimaldi.
right there, that running play with a wing back cuts back to move to the tailback position like that in motion. It's a
Second down and 5.
common thing for the double wing offense.
Last week, Oliver Ames had their first game of the season as well, and they won 18-8 against Brookline, played in Easton. So Oliver Ames also coming into this game with a 1-0 record.
And we got a pitch to the outside, and we got blue shirts right there to say hello.
Yeah, nice job there by the Presidents coming up to lead the way. Looked like it was number 6 for the Presidents. That's Caleb Parson Gomes to lead the way and bring the ball carrier down.
Sophomore Caleb played very well last year as a freshman.
It'll be third down and 9.
And they're going to spot the ball back to the 36. So it's a loss of 4 on the play.
Looks like Quincy's going with a 4-man front. Last year they ran a 3-3. Maybe Coach Carey's seeing a more run-heavy Oliver Ames, trying to stuff that up early and maybe force him to pass.
Last week for the Tigers, running back Chad Silver had 186 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
And here's the pass.
All right, pass
Look
by
up.
Grimaldi down the right sideline, and it goes incomplete. Was looking for number 81, Sean Friel.
Now, for those watching at home, high school, the pass interference rules, I have to remind this every time. You can make contact all the way downfield. Now, if that ball in the air, if the cornerback there was putting his hand in, in the receiver's face without looking back at the ball, that still is a penalty, the face guarding. As long as you turn around, that won't be called, but you can punch arms the whole way up.
All right,
Yeah.
Wayne Casey will be going back deep to kick it away for the Tigers on 4th down.
Oh.
And Quincy almost got a hand on the ball. Nice kick there by Casey. Goes all the way back to the 25-yard line. And
Okay.
yep, and
I was
going
gonna-
back deep there.
Oh my goodness.
Will Floof went back deep for the Presidents to get the ball, and he could not bring it in, and he had to jump on it. And let's see, we're going to spot
Well,
the
you know,
ball.
that's a smart play. Plouffe usually has really steady hands. Maybe it's the butterflies of playing at home the first night, but those are probably gone by now. But yeah, you know, opening night, senior night, everybody needs to get that their first plays out of the system and get back to normal. We had a back judge there got steamrolled by an Oliver Ames
Yeah,
player.
I know. All right, so Presidents come out. They're going to start on their own 20-yard line. 10:13 left to go here in the first
Oh,
quarter.
2 men in motion. That's not a penalty, I guess. Oh, no.
No, they reset.
Yep.
All right, handoff for the Presidents on the first play from scrimmage.
Number 1, Jared
And it looks like it was Jared Walker, number 1,
He's
who
fighting,
gets the
but
carry.
2-yard gain.
Walker had a big game last week for the Presidents, over 200 yards rushing and a couple touchdowns against Archies.
Quincy, other changes this year. The new play caller for the offense as one of the coaches moved on to a different state.
Should mention as well, the head coach for Oliver Ames is Ed DeWitt. He's a 2004 graduate of Quincy High School and was a coach at North Quincy as well. And the defensive coordinator for OA is Paul Carson, who graduated from Quincy High in 2008. So a couple of Quincy guys on the sideline for OA here tonight. All right, 2nd down and 7 now for the Presidents. Beretti looking to pass and passes it into the flat to number 32, Clayton Corley, one of the captains for the Presidents. And Corley's going to get a gain of maybe 1 on the play. We'll see where they spot it. And they're going to put him up to the,
1-yard pickup.
there should be a gain of 1 on the play, or maybe
got
no
about,
gain.
Got about 3 and 7 to go.
7 for Quincy.
So you could pass, you could do a nice play action draw. They ran, they pass. Anything's possible, John.
All right, so we're going to say basically no gain on that last play. So it remains now 3rd and 7, now for the Presidents. Beretti in the shotgun gives it to Walker. Walker
Up
over
for
the left
speed.
side.
That's
Nice.
definitely going to be a nice first down. Good move.
And Walker does a great job. As I said, Damien shows his speed there, gets all the way up to the 40-yard line, and will move the chains for the Presidents.
First down.
Yeah, Quincy last minute bunched some guys inside there, turning that into heavy on the left side. And Walker just turned on the jets. All you have to do is run to the sidelines, and then when you see green, turn up. Most defense guys start trailing you on plays like that.
All right, so first down for Quincy. Coming up on 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Ball at the President's 40-yard line.
A couple big boys on that D line there for OA.
All right, Beretti passes over to Jack Perrin. Excuse me, wrong roster if I looked at the right one. Gabriel Rodriguez, sophomore for the Presidents, and Rodriguez gets up to the 42.
Another high talented sophomore player.
Saw a lot of action last year as a
Yeah.
freshman.
Him and Caleb both, yeah. Quincy has a good 3 years with them on varsity level left.
Yeah, you don't see too many freshmen getting a lot of playing time on the varsity squad. And Rodriguez certainly was one of those kids last year for the Presidents, or in the spring, I should say. Our handoff goes to Walker, goes right up the middle, and he gets stopped at about the 45-yard line. Nice job there by the defensive line for OA.
Yeah, so we got about 3 and 5. Got to get to the 50. I think we have plenty.
45-yard line.
Yeah, two for 5.
5.
Defense went 3 and out. I said go for it no matter what.
Looked like Luis Fernandez came up to make the tackle, make the stop for OA. So 3rd and 5 down for the Presidents. 3 receivers to the right of Drew Beretti. Sends Rodriguez in motion, and they're going to give it to him as he comes back. And a nice pursuit there by Oliver Ames, and it looks like it was number 65 again. That's Jaden Hinton for Oliver Ames to come up to make the play.
6'3", 280. It's a big, large young man right there. 11th grader too. I like how they have him play the edge at the end too. That's a hard block to make, you can really
Down and 5.
push back the offense, and they force them to adjust.
All right, they're going to give Rodriguez about 2 yards on that play, so make it 4th down and 3. And Quincy's lining up to go for it.
We might see a hard count here. Maybe try to get them to jump. They have the far side of the field.
Rodriguez
play
goes in
with,
motion, and they're going to
yeah,
give it to
they go-
Walker. And Walker's going to be held up short. Tried to cut up the middle there, Damien. And Owe did a nice job. Looked like it was number 63, Luis Fernandez, again coming up. Also over there, again, was 65, Jaden Hinton. And Oliver Ames holds the Presidents on downs.
Well, I think going for that in 4th just shows the confidence you have in your defense.
All right, so they spot the ball at the 48. It was only a gain of 1 there by Walker. So Owe will take over for their second drive here of the game. Again, Jake Grimaldi, the quarterback, and he hands it off to, they're going to say carry was down. That's number 6, Chad Silva, who we mentioned just a little bit earlier on. And they're going to say Silva's knee was down, and it's going to be a loss on the play back to
Interesting.
just about basically midfield.
Well, Gene's been around the block and been around many games, so I take his word on it, the white hat down there.
I'll say Gene's the referee for the
Yep.
game here today, as you can see on your screen up there.
2nd down and 11 for Oliver Ames.
Has reffed many a Super Bowl. Quincy has a really strong athletic defensive line this
The
year.
ball comes loose. And it looks like the Presidents have recovered, and they have. Ball carrier was Colin Williamson. He got popped pretty good there, Damien. And ball
And
came
Regan,
loose.
yeah.
And Quincy gets the recovery.
Once again, strong, big, athletic line, and that's what happens. No doubt. Now we know why Quincy went for it on 4th down. And they gained 5 yards from where they lost out the ball.
All right, so I got to say the fumble happened and the recovery, happened at the 45. And that's where Quincy will take over with 4:39 left to go here in the first quarter.
I'd like to see Quincy take a shot downfield, try to maybe get Oliver Ames to commit back there and open up the run game.
9.
Looked like Jared Walker, Damien, by the way, on that fumble, who came in and forced the fumble
With the
on
pop,
Williamson.
yeah.
For the Oliver Ames 48-yard line.
I always say, first guy, if you can't make the tackle, hold him up. Next guy, go for the ball.
4.
Third guy, pick up the ball and run it in.
Always a team effort
Yeah.
with Damien. That was Rodriguez on the carry on that last play for the Presidents. I should mention as well. He gets up to the 48-yard line, the 49-yard line. Actually, no, they gave him the 48.
Yeah, Gabe is one of those gym rat types kids. You always see him in the weight room.
All right, first down run there by number 2 for the Presidents, Stephen Gallant.
He's a shifty one. He's one of those multiple. He's like the Swiss Army knife of a football player. You can kind of throw him anywhere in the field.
And Gallant, they mark him down at the 43-yard line, so first down for the Presidents.
Enough for a Quincy first down.
Don't be surprised if you see him shift to the slot, maybe go for a pass.
Berretti looking to pass on the right sideline, and it's incomplete. Was looking for number 14 for the Presidents. That's Will Plouffe. And I'm not sure if he just short hopped him on purpose there, Damien. He saw the defensive back, or
He's pointing to his hand, John. 10 times out of 10, if that ball falls short, it's because you're squeezing it too much, and that's usually what happens in the first few throws of the game. Like I said, it's senior night. Everybody's here. He might be overthinking a little bit. By the second quarter, all that's going to come off.
over on the coverage there for OA was Jaden Graham, number 4.
A little misdirection there. And
Walker on the carry,
Walker
fights through
being
one
able to get
tackle
a
over to the
lane.
right side, puts his head down, Damien, fights through a tackle, still on his feet, gets all the way up
Excellent
to
job.
the 20-yard line. Jared Walker, a fantastic run. He just ran over 2 Tiger defenders, and again gets up to the 20, 1st and 10 for the Presidents.
That run reminds me of a Keith Byers, John. Just don't stop moving your feet. The older folks would know who that guy is. Fullback for the Patriots back in the day. But yeah, that's for you youngins watching at home that want to carry the ball. Never stop moving your feet. The second that guy in defense does, you run right over him. Quincy moved to an I formation now, opting for power,
Rodriguez.
which is right up Gabe's alley. Yeah, he's one of those running backs that likes to make contact.
All right, Rodriguez, I'm going to say, gets tackled at about the 17-yard line. Gain of 3 there for the Presidents on 1st down. So bring up now a 2nd and 7, again from the 17. Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the 1st quarter.
There's a lot of returning starters on the offensive line for Quincy.
That's certainly a
just-
huge advantage.
Yeah, to see on
for
the
any
right
team.
line, Oscar and Riley.
Brady down the middle of the field.
Oh, a
and
little
it
too
is
high.
Incomplete. And you said the pass was a little high there. Pass was intended for, I'm trying to see the number down there.
That
Looks like it was
14.
number, I would say Pluff was down there, and I think it was also number 5 down there, the junior, J.C. Ham.
trust the route, kids. Go all the way to the end of the end zone.
Now Ham tried to go up and bring it down, but could not there. He got pushed by a defender there as well. Nice play by the defender to make sure that wasn't going to happen because the ball was overthrown. All right, Walker on the carry, cuts back, gets across the 10-yard line, flag thrown on the play, and they're going to mark him down at the 8-yard line, but we'll see what the penalty is.
I'm guessing looks like a face mask. Now, most of the time, that's on defense. They're pointing to the defense.
Well done, Damien. A face mask against the defense, so
Face mask
it'll be a half the distance to the goal from where it was. They're going to spot it at the 5-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Presidents.
Ball's back at the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal.
You know there's 2 face mask penalties. You could get the unintentional one in Federation.
Oh,
Which
do
is,
they have
which
that?
is more, which is all, I would say, I would argue almost rarely called because it's, you know, it's like when there's a big pile of bodies and the kid might not even see where he's
His hand's
reaching,
going,
you know,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
doesn't really cause the ball carrier to immediately stop.
All right, they spot the ball at the 4-yard line.
Little misdirection counter there.
Ready, Stephen Gallant on the carry. Flag thrown again in here.
We're going to probably have a block in the back or a
So
holding.
yeah, this one looks like it's going to go against the Presidents, and the guy Gallant gets up to about the 5.
Flag on the play. Holding against the offense.
So that's the problem with the counter. It's misdirection in terms of where most of the players flow for a run, and then you have a lineman pull the other direction. But sometimes if a good defensive player picks up on that quickly, that pulling lineman is in a really hard position to make a good block, and it almost ends up always being a block in the back or a holding or something.
All right, they mark the ball back to the 16-yard line, so the penalty happened at the 6.
The perfect time to go for a fade to the right side. And we have Plouffe out there.
All right, so it's still 1st and goal for the Presidents. Under a minute to play here in the quarter. Beretti looking to pass, looking, steps up, fires to left side. Oh,
Got it.
bullet there.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Presidents. Great catch there by number 5 for Quincy High, J.C. Ham. And again, that was a bullet there from Drew Beretti and Damien. I think he loosened up his grip there for that one, but he fired in for the touchdown.
There you go. You have to get it's like pancakes. You mess up the first one. You know, Drew had everybody was here, senior night, first one short, next one, all the rust was gone.
Touchdown pass.
But just like I said, they were probably thinking the same thing I did. Oh, wait. No, it's going to be a fade to the right. Or their left.
Caught by number 5,
And
JC.
caught him on a comeback on the short side.
All right, Alex Martinez will come up for the extra point attempt for the Presidents. The kick is up, and it is no good. Just goes wide
Yeah.
to the left.
I was going to say it was. I thought they did a decent job. The snap looked a little low. But the kicker was able to kind of pace himself a little bit better. So, is what it is.
All right, well, the Presidents come down the field, and they take a 6-0 lead over the Tigers of Oliver Ames with 37 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Yes.
Nice drive there by the Presidents to
Coach
go down.
Summers just got his special teams ready for the kickoff coverage. Will they squib it again? Who knows? I'm a big fan of hard squib right down the middle. I actually always tell the kicker, if the guy right in front of you looks nervous,
Kick it right at him.
kick it as hard as you can to him. If it hits him, it comes back. If not, it'll go like 30 yards downfield and bounce around while the coverage is flying towards it. So, there's a coach in Mississippi that has never not done an onside kick.
Just does it every single
He
time.
does it every single time. Yeah.
All right, kick goes deep there by Drew Baretti, fielded by OA about the 10-yard line. Return goes right up the middle of the field for the returner, and a nice return there by Jack Morley. And ball comes loose again, and Quincy has recovered.
Well,
Tri-CU came up with the bottom of the ball, and it looks like it's number 55 for the Presidents. That's Oscar Lee.
good. No. That's 59. It's
59, I'm
looks
sorry.
like Nelany.
Nope, yeah, number 59, I'm sorry. Devin Eleni, yep.
Also, good on him. He played real great last year in JV. Special teams as a junior. I'm sure we'll be hearing his name when he's a senior next year.
At the 34-yard line of Oliver Ames.
I knew Coach Summers had some trick up his sleeve, John.
All right, so Quincy takes over
Bunch
with 30
right
seconds
again.
left to go.
It looks like their power formation. Oh,
Walker breaks free and puts his shoulder down, goes over one player, and gets another 5 yards on the play, goes all the way up to the 17-yard line. Great run there by Jared
Yeah.
Walker.
For a Quincy
So that's a classic example. Jordan Young, 32 on OA. He was assuming that running back is going to keep that same trajectory he was, and he was just going to push him out of bounds. But Walker said, no, I'm going to cut back or go through.
And that'll be the end of
All right, and the Presidents will let the first quarter come to an end. So it's been a fast-moving, exciting first quarter. Even though it's only 6-0, it's been quite a game so far. So again, Quincy 6 and Oliver Ames 0. Want to remind all of our viewers you can log on to Quincy Access TV's website at qatv.org for program schedules, video on demand, membership information, and much, much more. So again, log on to qatv.org. To catch the replays of high school sports, we encourage you to go to qatv.org/sports, and that's where hopefully some of you are watching right now on our live stream, and we appreciate those who are watching at home and on our website as well.
I think the rust is off, John, or the butterflies are out of their stomachs for the first home game. I got a feeling we might see some fireworks in the second quarter.
It has been, like I said, it was a fast-moving quarter, but it was exciting. Quincy definitely coming out and showing Damien they're trying to, be a powerful team here, especially Jared Walker. A couple plays there, we saw him running down the right sideline and put his shoulder down and just, initiated the contact with the defenders.
Make that physical play, yeah.
All right, they do spot the ball down the opposite end of the field at the 17-yard line, and that's where the Presidents will have a 1st and 10 to start the second quarter. All right, Baretti's going to hand it off to Gallant. over to the right side, and Gallant gets across the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Good little carry. It's one of those great situations too. If you just get a first down, you know, you would be
Ball's at the 15-yard line, second down.
on the 7 with 4 to go.
And
Good way to, eat and control more of the clock as you plan on getting the ball back in the second half. That looks like a little confusion there
Presidents are
by Gabe. Well, he's a sophomore. He needs to.
Brady in the shotgun, fires,
Oh,
and it
oh, no.
goes through the hands of the intended receiver, Will Plouffe, and it gets picked off by Oliver Ames. Number 4 coming down with it, Jaden Graham down the left sideline, and it gets all the way down to the 37-yard line. Great run there by Graham for Oliver Ames.
First down and 10 for Oliver Ames.
Passed there by Beretti, Damien. I think he threw that 90 when he might have only had need to throw that with 70 miles per hour.
Yeah,
there.
I mean it's too, it's the trajectory of where it goes, and they always tell offensive players, knock the ball down, never knock it up. If you're reaching up to catch the ball, that's where it's going to end up going. Even though he had that space from that safety that dropped back, he kind of volleyball served it to him. Hopefully that won't take the wind out of them. If anything, maybe it'll get the defense even more aggressive.
Our handoff goes to number 6 for the Tigers. That's Chad Silva. And I'm going to say maybe a gain of 1 on the play there for Silva.
Yeah, that's a generous spot, but yeah.
So they do give him 1 yard.
Ball's at the 38-yard line.
Clayton Corley came in to make the
Oliver
tackle.
Ames went to the shotgun now, so the pistol, so.
Grimaldi, the quarterback, and it is complete. Oh, wow, nice catch there
Yeah.
by the receiver, Sean Friel. He was in traffic, was able to find the football through that traffic and gets across midfield for a first down for the Tigers.
Over midfield, enough for Oliver Ames.
And they got to mark him down at the Quincy 49-yard line.
Is it still misting down there? Guess so, huh? Look, Oliver Ames was switching up their football and thought maybe it wasn't necessary. Not saying that they're cheating, just figured it's a great night for football.
On the coverage in that last play was Ruben Charles for the Presidents. He tried to get his hand and knock it down, but just went past his
Here
hand
we
again,
go.
and
Yeah.
Friel gets the ball. Our handoff goes to number 3, Colin Williamson for the Tigers, and he's going to be close to another first down. Kept his feet moving as we were talking about that, and gets up to the 40-yard line. He'll be just shy of the first.
Take it down to 40-yard line by a host of President defenders.
So Oliver Ames got 2 downs to make 1 yard.
By number 54, senior Parker Mullen.
We'll actually bring up a second down and 1 now for OA. Hand off to Silva. And Silva does a nice job, hits up the first down, crosses the 30-yard line, and gets up to about the Quincy 28, and another first down for the Tigers.
Your first down for Oliver Ames at the 29-yard line.
Coming up on 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Quincy on top 6-0.
That belly motion again, and, well, picked it up this time.
A handoff went to number 25, Jack Morley for the Tigers. He got brought down from behind.
Good call with Coach Carey. They're switching up some of the defensive line. Probably getting winded
Jack Morley
out there.
taken down by Walker.
They're going to give Morley up to the 27-yard line, a gain of 1.
It'll be second down and 8.
Now, if they can force him into a 3rd and long here, this would be a great opportunity for Quincy.
All right, Grimaldi hands the ball off up the middle, and
Number 3,
see, they're going to get up to about the 23-yard line goes Colin Williamson, number 3 for the Tigers. And they'll bring up a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Number 9, Gabriel Rodriguez.
Now, John, this is a doubleheader for you tomorrow, correct?
Yep, we'll be back here at the stadium tomorrow night. North Quincy will play host to the Westwood Wolverines. That
Now, is
game
this
will
a
be-
timeout? What's going on?
That's the referee talking to Coach Carey there. And Coach Carey certainly seems upset about something or questioning something.
Well, he stopped the clock. It should be winding, yeah.
All right, well, they can start to wind it now. So again, 3rd and about 3 for the Tigers. Williamson on the carry goes right up the middle. Big hole there, and he gets up to the 15-yard line where he gets knocked down. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 15.
Taken down at the 15-yard line.
Trying to read the
Kyle Regan.
with the interior lineman for OA there.
On the tackle.
Jake Grimaldi, senior quarterback for the Tigers, comes up into the huddle with the play from the sideline.
Now, is Oliver Ames just Easton and it's named Oliver Ames High School, or are there
Correct. Nope, just Easton.
fullback? I don't know.
Morley on the carry gets across the 10-yard line, and he'll get knocked down at, let's see if they mark him down at the 9 or the 8. It might be right in between there, so we'll call it the 8.5.
Taken down by Regan, number 83, for Quincy at the 8-yard.
They keep stopping the clock and keep. I don't understand. I would be livid if I was Coach Carey. Right now. I really don't understand. That's twice now that they've stopped the clock,
Second down.
and there weren't timeouts.
Our ball is at the 8-yard line, 2nd down and about 3 for OA. High snap. Grimaldi's able to get it to Williamson. Williamson runs right up the middle, and
That looks like a first down.
he'll be right at this. Let's see, he gets to the 6, so we'll see where they spot it. And I think he's going to be just shy of the first down.
Williamson on the carry, taken down by number 1, Walker.
What are you thinking, John? QB sneak?
It's going to be 3rd down.
3rd and 1. I would say they're going to hand it off to Williamson or Silver here.
That QB has a really, he gets really low when he goes on the center. He could just literally dive underneath the center's legs at this point. But you could just follow that right guard, Jaden Hinton.
Oh, well, there you go, Damien. Grimaldi's going to keep it himself, and he'll pick up the first down. He gets up to the 4-yard line, maybe the 3. So it'll be 1st and goal now for the Tigers.
Calls his own number. It'll be enough for you. Oliver Ames. 1st down. 1st and goal.
And they do spot him at the 3-yard line. 4:45 left to go in the quarter. So again, 1st and goal from the 3 for OA. Grimaldi in the shotgun now. And a false start's going to be called against the Tigers.
Be a false start against the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Be 2nd down. And
So they
goal.
got to move the ball back to the 8-yard line, excuse me, where it'll be 1st and goal from the 8. Four minutes to play now here in the second quarter. Quincy on top 6-0, looking to see if they can hold on to that lead as OA threatens in the red zone.
Oh, they
And-
didn't like something.
Quarterback Jake Grimaldi is going to call a timeout with 3:46 left to go here in the quarter. And teams will go to the sidelines to talk to their respective coaches. Again, head coach Kevin Carey for the Presidents and Ed DeWitt for the Tigers. Mentioned earlier on that next week Quincy High School will be traveling to Westwood High School on Friday, September 24th, and then they're going to go into a bye week. Then after that bye week is when Quincy gets into the Patriot League schedule. They'll be at Hanover, home versus Plymouth South, at Situate, and then home versus Pembroke for the final regular season of the game of the season, on Saturday, October 30th for the Presidents.
Got a very rowdy crowd out here tonight, John.
All right, pitch over to Williamson over to the left side, trying to find a hole, and he does. He gets up across the 5-yard line, still on his feet, and in for the touchdown
falls in,
goes
yeah.
Colin Williamson. Nice run there by the by the senior for OA, and OA ties it 6-6.
Well, hopefully Quincy can do something with this extra point attempt. Keep
Williamson,
it a tie game.
he put his shoulder down, Damien, at the 5-yard line and was doing just what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And the kick is a line drive, but it is good. So again, with 3:38 left to go here in the second quarter, Oliver Ames takes advantage of a turnover and drives downfield, and they take a 7-6 lead.
Well, you get the ball back in the second half. There's about 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Plenty of time to make something happen. And like I said, knowing that you get that ball back, you can be a little risky, I guess. Go for a shot. Try to get some points on the board to go into halftime.
Oliver Ames, 11 plays, 63 yards, and again, going down for the touchdown. Held on to the ball, Damien, for about 7.5 minutes on that drive there, did Oliver Ames. So took a lot of time off the clock. Again, that was all set up by the interception in the end zone by the Tigers. And Sean Friel will kick it deep for OA. And see, it goes through the hands of the Quincy returner. He's going to have to pick it up and get it out of the end zone. That's Stephen Gallant. Couldn't pick it up, Damien. And gets across the 15-yard line and finally gets pushed out of bounds. And
made something out of nothing there.
So Gallant was lucky there. He was able to pick it up finally. Look, I don't know if he just couldn't pick it up or if he was getting nervous, realizing that, the herd was coming to bring him down. All right, they're going to mark him down at the 14-yard line.
It's better than the one.
That it is. All right, so President shot this drive of 3:28 on the clock. Senior Drew Beretti, the quarterback for the Presidents, in the shotgun. Almost got OA to jump off sides there, but they were able to stay back.
Nice
Jared
jump
Walker,
out.
great cutback. Nice block there in front of him as well.
Oh.
Excellent on the play. And
Come on.
Walker's going to get all the way up to the 30-yard line, but a flag is thrown on the play. It looks like this is coming back, Damien.
We got a replay on that, John.
Well, our live stream is a little bit of a delay here.
So let's see.
But it looked like it was Gabe Rodriguez. If that's where the...
Get 10-yard penalty.
Oh, if he thought that's what it was, that
So the block there was thrown by Ruben Charles, number 4, and
he looked like he tripped on his own feet. He must have thought that was a block in the back.
well, so the play went up to about the 30, and let's see, with the hold, they're going to bring the ball back to the 13.
Oof.
So they actually end up losing a yard on the play. And again, another nice run there
good
by
hustle.
Jared Walker. You said keep his feet moving the entire time. He'll get up to the 20-yard line. Walker a little slow to get up.
Still have time, still have timeouts. Oliver Ames has had that really hard time stopping the run game, and especially stopping Walker so far this whole half. So Q just needs to keep that rolling. He's going to break a home run at some point.
Already looking to pass, looking,
Plenty
plenty
of
of time. Goes over the middle of the field, and it's complete at the 30-yard line. And getting up to about the 37-yard line goes number 5, J.C. Ham.
Technically,
It looked like he might have had his knee
he
down.
definitely
there,
had his knee down. I don't think the officials caught that. Maybe they'll try to fix it now. Yeah, I think they're gonna retro fix it. This isn't NFL rules for the Federation High School rules that Massachusetts switched through a few years ago. If your knee is they're keeping it. If your knee is down, you are down. No and if or buts about it.
A handoff there.
And forward progress stopped.
Stephen Gallant on the carry. He's going to get, let's see where they spot his forward progress to the 39.
Forward progress keeps that clock rolling. We're under 2 minutes now. Oh, no, the clock stops. I don't know why. Maybe they thought there was a 2-minute warning. He's signaling to roll the clock multiple times. There we go. Bet a hard count would make OA jump right now.
Second down.
All right, second down and about 9 now for the Presidents. Beretti in the shotgun. Over to his right side, and it's complete again to
Excellent.
number 5, J.C. Ham at midfield. And he's fighting his way forward, and he's going to get up to the Oliver Ames 47.
Now I think Quincy's calling the timeout. Maybe not.
That's for a Quincy first down.
Clock is rolling for some reason, even though the chains aren't set, which it shouldn't be.
All right, well, they spot the ball at the 48, and Quincy's going to huddle up here.
Yeah, Quincy lost about 11 seconds on that. That's
And Coach Kevin Carey is going to call a timeout now with 1:18 left to go in the half. All right, so the ball is spotted at the Tigers' 48-yard line. Again, 1:18 left to go here in the half. Tigers on top by a score of 7-6.
it's a tight one. So with about 1:18, I believe they have two more timeouts. We could maybe do a shot downfield and see how it goes.
All right, Quincy comes back out. Beretti in the shotgun. 2 receivers each side, and before the ball was snapped, Oliver Ames calls a timeout.
Timeout, Oliver Ames.
Quincy seemed upset about that something, Damon. I don't know if Coach Ed DeWitt saw something that was exposed, and Quincy was going to target it, and
He may have had. I wish I paid more attention. He may have drew something up and had 12 guys out there. Called the timeout before they saw it. maybe a wrong personnel package. Maybe they went into punt return and realized. Crowd's getting into it, and we are dropping
All right.
back.
Ready, looking,
And-
steps up in the pocket, and he's going to get sacked at midfield.
Sack on the play.
Coming up to make the sack there was number 55 for the Tigers, Chris Young. And Quincy is going to be forced to call a timeout.
Timeout, Quincy. We're going to have halftime performances by your Quincy President cheerleaders coming up at halftime.
So a tough break there for the Presidents as OA, you have to give credit to their defensive backfield, Damien. The backs had good coverage downfield. And that's, what they call that, the coverage sack there. Beretti stepped up into the pocket, but Young stepped up with him and was able to bring him down. And they're going to say Beretti was down at the OA 49. So ramp a second down and 11 now with 1:03 left to go in the half.
Let's see what we do.
Trips to the right of Beretti. He's again looking to pass, looking, and it is incomplete over the right side. Nice defensive play there by Oliver Ames. Number 32, Jordan Young, came up to knock the ball away.
Oh, that at least stops the clock. So you got 2 more shots.
At the 49-yard line.
Or I think maybe, at least a big chunk. You're not worried about, you don't need to get in the end zone right now. Obviously, you need a first down, but OA would have to cover about 35 yards of field to prevent both a first down and a touchdown. So
3rd and 11 now for the Presidents. Rodriguez in the backfield next to Beretti. Actually, that was Walker in the backfield. Beretti looking down the left sideline, and it gets tipped and
oh my
caught.
goodness.
It got tipped there by number 2, Robert Jenkins Jr., and trying to make the play there for the Presidents was number 4, Ruben Charles, and he just couldn't bring it in.
Broken up by number 9. Jack Herron. Going to bring up a 4th down and 11 for Quincy.
QB draw. No. Like I said, you have 35 yards to work with. Get open. This might be one of those, hey, let's play backyard football. Find my eyes, get an open space, and I'll hit you.
All right, timeout is called by OA.
I'm assuming OA is going to probably drop a safety back pretty deep. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just standing on the 20 and keeping about 15 yards between them and the next player.
I'll say before they called timeout, their safeties were only at the 40-yard line, and that was right at the first down marker. So
Yeah.
we'll see if, like you said, Damien, if they send someone, to play center field back there and just knock something down. 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
Again, coming up at halftime, we're going to have
I believe each team now has one timeout remaining.
President's cheerleaders.
Unless they did the carryover plan, in which if they didn't use one in the last game, they get the carryover minutes.
Quincy comes into the game with 38 timeouts
Yeah.
last season.
Just stalls the entire first quarter.
All right, here we go. 4th and 11 for the Presidents. Beretti looking to pass over into the flat to Jared Walker. Has some space.
Get out of bounds.
And
Get
gets
out
the
of
first down
bounds.
in
Get
more
out
across
of
the
bounds.
25-yard line at the 20-15, and finally gets pushed out of
There we
bounds
go.
at about the 15-yard line.
Like I said, if put the ball in the hands of the playmaker. That's a big play there. by Walker.
And he did get pushed out of bounds, so the clock does stop, and they don't need to use a timeout. It gets all the way down to the 15-yard line
And we have
with 39 seconds to go. Walker made a great juke, Damien, about the 40-yard line to free himself up. Maybe it was made the 45.
Yeah,
Pick up the first down
and that's the
and
thing.
slow through
You
it.
know, those safeties probably dropped back, and so they knew he had space out to the side like that. Hit him again.
All right, and complete to Will Plouffe at the
Get in
5-yard
there.
line, trying to fight his way forward, and he'll be down at the 1-yard line. And they don't need to call a timeout because the clock will stop to move the chains, but I believe that they did call their final timeout.
Timeout.
That's fine. All you're doing here now is get OA thinking. OA knows that they could run 4 plays right now. There's not a lot of time left. They all have wristbands on. I see the offense. They don't need. They can do a no huddle. Guarantee when we come back, OA is going to call their timeout. Then out of nowhere, Boston Cannons will call theirs. No.
North Quincy's got to come in and call a timeout
Yeah.
early for tomorrow. All right, clock is stopped with 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. And Quincy will have a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line when they come back. Now, I assume, Damien, here, they're at least going to have a pass or two.
Hey, I say,
Or do you just give it to Walker and have him punch it into...
just, yeah.
Because they would have time to run,
Find
spike.
Oscar, whoever's carrying the ball, and just follow him in.
All right, Walker lines up behind Beretti.
We got bunches back there.
They give it to Walker. Nice jag move,
It looks like he's in.
Let's see, still no signal yet.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Number 9, Gabriel.
And they're going to need to spike the ball quickly here. He did not get in.
QB sneak. If you don't get it, go, 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 go. Time's. Yeah, right here. Then do no huddle. Just
And they spike the
Oh.
ball with 8.9 seconds to go.
Moretti will clock the ball.
So now there is
1.
time for one play only here, unless it's a quick pass.
I wouldn't pass in this situation. You're right there. Walker's a great running back.
See quarterback Drew Beretti on your screen coming over to talk it over with the coaches.
They have a, they're on a far side of the hash. They can go to the long side of the field. Walker's got great speed to the outside.
8.9 seconds remaining.
So with the run, it's score or go into the half. Especially if they go to the far side like you take a guess at. All right, I formation. Beretti goes under center. Rodriguez and Walker are the running backs.
So yeah, Gabe's at fullback, and there we go. Push
And
him
he's
in.
going to keep it himself,
There you
does
go.
Beretti, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Perfect. Beretti's a big boy. He can probably handle that.
So with 5 seconds to go here in the half, Quincy jumps ahead. It takes a 12-7 lead with the point after to come. Actually, they're going to go for 2 here, try to make it 14-7.
Yeah, good call. Do you like that new the analytics that has come into the game? We see
No.
in the pros now. Yeah, we got you go for,
For the most
2, you
part.
go for it. Depends on the quarter, depends on the lead. It's as on the sports stuff they call like with baseball when the nerds get involved in the game.
Right. You know, I can certainly see, depending what the score is or if it's early in the game. We'll come back to that. Walker on the carry over to the left side.
Just cut in,
and
there
he
you
goes
go.
in
Boom.
for the 2 points. Like you said, Damien, it was a nice job there. Just showing he was going to go to the outside, then cut it up in, and was able to punch it in for the 2 points, and Quincy takes a 14-7 lead. So yeah, I mean, it depends on where. Again, I don't mind where it is in the games for some of that stuff. I think if it's the first quarter, you don't necessarily need to go for 2. Although the Browns did it last week against the Chiefs. They went for 2.
Yeah.
They went for 2 twice early on in the game.
Is that what the Magic 8 Ball told them to do? In the
So in some sense, it's like, you know what, we need to be aggressive here. We're going to go for 2. And that's, again, being on the offensive, going for 2 like that, instead of just looking at your cheat sheet and saying, all right.
And I mean, for high school, I get it too. point after attempts are any coach, any team in high school, you're on, your nerves, your wits end, hoping that thing even gets off cleanly. So I could see why a lot of high school teams go for 2 in general. But yeah, it's surprising with the pros in college doing it.
All right, 5.8 seconds to go. Beretti.
Nice squib, get that clock going.
And always got to
Close
field at
in.
the 28-yard line. And let's
that
see, that should be, well, I guess that's going to be the end of the half. Looked like there might have been a second or two left to go on the clock, and OA is pointing to that. But the officials say the half is over, and Quincy will take a 7-point lead into the locker room, leading Oliver Ames by a score of 14-7. And actually, Damien, before I say that, the officials are talking out on the field here. I don't know if they're going to...
Well, the boys went in the locker room. It's too late. He said, I'll throw a holding penalty first play next half. Don't worry.
And actually, it looks like the head coach for Oliver Ames, Ed DeWitt, is out on the field asking about that. But teams are going. Quincy's in the locker room, and OA is going to go down into the end zone. And again, we are at the half. So we will take a timeout here as the cheerleaders will come out and do their halftime performance, which will keep it right here live. So again, at half, Quincy 14.
Oof, it's a good
Oliver
one,
Ames 7.
John. It's a good one.
And Damien Hadley back in second half coverage in just one moment.
How about a round of applause for the cheerleaders, Quincy High School.
Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Quincy Presidents lead the Oliver Ames Tigers by a score of 14-7. Real quick, want to run down some halftime stats. Drew Beretti, the quarterback for the Presidents, 6 of 11 passing for 97 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Running the ball, Jared Walker leading the way, 9 rushes for 80 yards. Gabe Rodriguez has 3 rushes for 12 yards. Stephen Gallant has 4 rushes for 8 yards, and Drew Beretti has the 1 rush for the touchdown. For Oliver Ames, Jake Grimaldi, the quarterback, only 2 pass attempts, 1 completion for 13 yards. Colin Williamson has 8 rushes for 37 yards and a touchdown, and Chad Silver has 3 rushes for 11 yards. Sean Friel, 1 reception for 13 yards for the Tigers.
Deep kick.
All right, goes deep, and Walker's going to bring it back for the Presidents. Gets across the 20-yard line up to about the 23. Maybe falls forward to the 25, actually.
Yeah, good return. Caught that almost right down at the 1. A perfect scenario, right? You punch it in before half, get the 2-point conversion, get the ball back, keep that momentum rolling. This reminds me of a game I reffed down in Silver Lake with Quincy. Oh man, about 9 years ago. And man, did the fog roll in? It was a night like this, and you could not see the ball when it went like, maybe 20 yards above the field. Like punch it, no idea where they went.
Well, it's definitely the mist and fog here is picked up at the stadium, so see if that does have any effect.
Nice
Walker, another nice
cutback. Turn
cutback
on
in
the
the back of the
Jets.
field, gets across the 40-yard line, and a big hit there by number 26. That's Nick Farini. for the Tigers, but a big run there by Jared Walker, and it'll be a first down for the Presidents at the 43.
Great cutback. Very patient with it, too, letting it develop. Something Lawrence Maroney never learned while he was in the NFL.
Actually, I should give credit there to Jaden Graham, who actually put the big hit on Walker. Nick Farini was trying to bring him down when Graham came in to make the hit. Rodriguez on the carry now, gets across midfield, and will get up to the Tigers' 49-yard line. Another nice run there by the Presidents.
Rodriguez up to midfield.
Just power up the middle. Nothing special about that. Just push the guy in front of you back.
Wrong camera.
It'll be second down and 3.
Wait, don't take it. It's not right.
I feel the helmets got painted a different color this year. Or maybe I'm just seeing it differently.
For the Presidents?
Yeah.
They seem like they may be like
A little bit darker.
a little bit darker shade of blue, and maybe have a little bit more of a gradient to it, maybe.
Yeah.
Our pass it by
Nice little
Beretti,
touch there.
and it is complete.
Pass is complete.
Corley got that.
I'll say, yeah, that was number 32, Clayton Corley.
So,
And up to the 40, let's see, they mark him down to 46, but still
yeah,
enough
him
for a
as
first
tight
down.
end. He's more of a, he's kind of like a hybrid tight end, fullback, wingback. Just a football player, really.
You name it, he plays
Yeah.
it. You can see the official on the bottom of your screen had replaced the football for the Presidents, so Quincy's trying to make sure they get a dry football in there for each play.
You know, yeah, I thought it didn't look as bad from inside the booth, but when got some fresh air for halftime, it's it's very damp out there.
Pick up 4 yards in the play.
All right, Jared Walker on the carry there for the Presidents, and they're going to mark him down just shy of the 42.
That's okay. They got the momentum rolling. They're taking their time. If you look all over range, everybody's got their hands on their hips already, breathing. You get winded easier when you're down for some reason. I don't know if that's a scientific fact, but it's a sports fact. I'll say that much.
You know, the offensive line loves pushing people around down there, Damien. It's tough when you're trying to hold your ground and you're just getting pushed all around.
It's damp.
And especially when the ball's getting moved,
Oh,
too.
nice.
All right, Rodriguez on the carry for the Presidents, still moving his feet forward, and goes over 2
Excellent.
tacklers, gets across the 35-yard line, and finally brought down at the 33. So big run there by the sophomore, Gabe Rodriguez, for the Presidents, and actually going to mark him down at the 32 for an 11-yard gain and another first down for Quincy High.
Looked like Luke Murphy was the one that really sprung that open. And when you see a lineman 8 yards upfield, you know that he already made his first block, and now he's making his second and third.
Garker Mullen was getting off the bottom of the pile there, too,
Yeah.
for Quincy.
Little starter step, but we have a helmet off. He has to come off the field for a play.
See, that's looks like number 25 out there? Or number 26, Nick Farini.
Number 9, Rodriguez on the carry.
No, that was number 25. Excuse me, Jake Morley on the tackle. And as you said, Damien, he's going to come off.
That's a
Chris Young.
no negotiation rule, you could say.
Ball of Ames. Second down and 7.
Now, do you think Quincy should have had a little more detail on the new uniforms, John?
No, I like him. The font on the number is a little different than
Yeah.
I think it traditionally is. It's something a little different.
Big
Hand off over to the
power
left
run
side
the
there.
left.
Jared Walker.
This should
And
open up.
let's see, he's trying to go
Yeah.
all the way, and he'll just get stuck on the 5-yard line. Nice last-minute tackle there by Wayne Casey. But a big run there by Jared Walker all the way up to the 5-yard line. First and goal for the Presidents.
Oh, do we have a flag? Oh, boy.
Riley O'Connell,
You
one
know,
of the.
this is the second time they called back a run play like that. And I did not see a block in the back. I did not see a hold.
40-yard line.
It's very disappointing.
18.
I was mentioning Riley O'Connell, number 56 for the Presidents. He was way up front, Damien, and there was no one to block. He had to turn around and
Yeah,
try to
I
find
mean,
someone. And it looked like he, again, was facing someone. But, well, nonetheless, it goes. The flag was run at the 30, and now it goes back to the 40, so it's second down and long.
Just do it again. There you go.
Jared Walker again on the carry for the Presidents, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 31-yard line.
Yet they thought that was forward progress. They're jiggling that he did not get pushed out of bounds. Oh, it was a forward progress brought him there.
9-yard gain there by Walker, so bring up now a 3rd and about 9 for the Presidents.
It was very, very disappointing. That was a great run. I did not see any illegal blocking during that. No. Quincy kids learn how to overcome adversity.
Beretti goes under center for the Presidents, and a flag's going to be thrown, and it's going to be a false start against Quincy. J.C. Ham just leaned forward just a little bit
Be a 5-yard penalty.
from his wide receiver position.
He certainly did, John. I can validate that. I saw the replay.
As a completely unbiased
Yeah.
commentator. Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the third
You
quarter.
can barely see anything down there. How risky it is. You know, the crowd's too loud. He can't rely on the cadence. He has to watch the snaps.
Yes, the 12th man here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. All right, Beretti handing off to Walker. He gets a couple men in the backfield,
Oh,
avoids them
make
somehow.
something out of.
And Robert Jenkins Jr., number 2 for Oliver Ames, was holding on for dear life, and he was able to bring him down as the rest of the troops came in to bring down Walker. And they're going to mark Walker down at the 31, so he gets back to 5 yards lost on the false start.
Once again, we have 4th down, right? So now, I like to look at it this way. You have 22 yards of the field, 32 really, if you count the full length of the end zone. You have a big area to try to drop that ball in. It becomes a big area for them to cover.
Well, the Presidents are going to spread it out here now. 4 receivers.
They're going wide with that 4-man front. They're expecting to go wide.
Walker and Beretti's going to pass,
Oh.
and it is incomplete.
Yeah.
Short hop the pass was intended for number 5, J.C. Ham, and Oliver Ames is able to hold, and it'll be a turnover on downs with 4:58 left to go here in the third quarter. The Tigers will take over.
That's really too bad that big run got called back. I mean, it was just a clean power left. And the Oliver Ames kids were heads, the heads were all twisted and hips going a different way, and I didn't really see any block in the back that would have signified that, but what do I know? I just ref for 10 years. Or I'm not, I'm not biased for Quincy or anything.
Not at all. All right, so the Tigers will take over at their own 31-yard line. And again, 4:58 left to go here in the quarter. Quincy on top, 14-7. Send the man in motion. That's number 2, Robert Jenkins. And
ball,
he's
guys.
fighting his way forward. Actually, excuse me, that's Colin Williamson over the right side, fighting his way through the crowd, and will finally get pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Coming all the way from the other side of the field was Brendan Regan to make the tackle for the Presidents.
Assisted by number 83, Brendan Regan. At the 26-yard line. It'll be first down in.
I feel like that was one of those situations, John, the coaches yell at everybody, don't finish the play. Just because you see the guy ahead of you make contact, go and continue and help with that tackle. You never know. He might not have a good grip, a good angle.
Clayton Corley was also in there on the tackle for Quincy High. Handoff goes to number 25 for the
right there.
Tigers, Jack Morley.
Hey, there you go. That's a better action. You know, ideally, every coach wants 11 guys on the ball.
Morley gets hit in the backfield, and they're going to say it's a loss of 1 on the play.
Jack Morley taken down by number 6.
Quincy did a much better job adjusting to that counter than we saw in the first half.
Brendan Regan came up to make the initial stop for the Presidents, and also over there was Riley O'Connell, again one of the captains for the Presidents. So again, second down and long, 2nd and 11 for OA. Williamson on the carry, right up the middle, and he'll get across the 25 up to about the 20.
Still about four away.
Let's see where they mark him down. They're going to mark him down at about the 21-yard line, make it the 22. See on your screen there, number 10 for Oliver Ames, Jake Grimaldi, senior captain quarterback.
3rd down.
Grimaldi 6'3", 195 for the Tigers. .3:15 left to go in the quarter. Williamson getting on the carry up the middle, still on his feet, fighting his way forward. Gets across the 20-yard line. And they're going to mark him down all the way up to about the 17-yard line, his forward progress.
Now, we saw our QB sneak last time, so let's see if Quincy has the anticipation on that. Though, I mean, realistically, the only real way to stop a QB from getting 8 yards is to just completely pack, you know, the line. But in high school-wise, doing that, a kid could run a sweep outside pretty easily if you do that.
So it is 4th and a yard, as you said, Damien.
Big play. Not a backbreaker for Quincy, but a stop here, it's very significant. Definitely going to be a QB sneak.
While the under center, he keeps himself as breaks free off a tackle, bounces off his own blocker, and will get inside the 10-yard line up to the 9. Nice second effort there by the quarterback, Jake Grimaldi.
Yeah, Grimaldi's definitely a big, strong kid.
Jake Grimaldi taken down by number 2, Stephen Gallant.
And they do mark him down at the 8-yard line.
At the 8-yard line. 1st down and goal.
So 1st and goal from the 8 now for the Tigers. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
These quarters seem to be flying by with this heavy run game.
And handoff, missed tackle in the backfield, goes to, and ball came loose. And looks like Oliver Ames was able to recover.
2 on the carry.
There's Caleb, I think, from Quincy that sniffed that out in the backfield. A sophomore starting, you know, so give him a few more games, another year of seasoning. Might be able to come in at a better angle for that.
The 1-yard line.
But good instinct on his part, definitely. Seeing that, being patient and reading it.
That was Jenkins Jr. on the carry for the Tigers. Under a minute to go now. And Grimaldi keeps it himself. And
if he crossed the line of,
there was a fumble on the play.
If he crossed the line of scrimmage, we'll see.
Grimaldi saying that he crossed over for the end zone, and a flag is thrown on the play here as well.
That's
So we got to see what happened here. Again, it looked like so Grimaldi's saying he fumbled the ball as he already had gone into the end zone. Ball was recovered by Quincy and brought out to the 10-yard line, but it looked like on the replay on our live stream that
we don't have a good angle. No, but realistically, that bounce where they picked it up, it's hard to tell. I mean, right now, if it's loose, you know, it's one thing if the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, right? It's another thing if you don't have full possession of it as you're crossing the line of scrimmage. If you're juggling that thing going in, but that's a huge break for Quincy. Huge break.
So they're going to say it's a fumble at the 1 yard line.
Down for Quincy.
Another great thing I always tell these young athletes, whenever I coach them, is whenever you make a catch, run the ball,
Against Oliver Ames.
hand the ball, hold on to that ball till the ref takes it from you. Because stop watching the guys on Sunday that run and then roll it forward five yards and just drop it there. They don't have instant replay out here. The Oliver Ames coach looks a little livid.
He's doing a good job not looking super angry, though. I mean, I have to admit, from up here, it looked like Grimaldi was into the end zone, and so well, either way, they're going to say it's, again, Quincy ball.
So, I mean, it's tough for them. Oliver Ames is what division? What league are they in?
The Hockomock.
So, oh no, these would actually be the same refs. So he might know some of them. Quincy back in a power formation. I like it. I like seeing the eye.
Number 1, Jared
Gabe
Walker.
Rodriguez getting up deep as fullback.
And
Oh, that was a high hit. Oh boy, walk away, guys. Walk away.
Walker over there, all the way up to the 40-yard line, right in front of the bench there, obviously, for Oliver Ames.
Turn around. Just play your game. I think what happened was that tackle came in pretty high. So, that doesn't always necessarily mean that it was it intended to do it that way.
And there was a flag thrown on the play as well.
And we have an injury. Now the flag's back there. Do we have a Quincy flag? On another big run by. But man, if I was Walker, I'd be really upset when I see the newspaper tomorrow. All
So-
those like 30-yard runs I got called back.
Yeah, it looked like they called a hold on the Presidents. And they're going to move the ball all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Walker looks like he's talking to another.
So nice to meet you.
The captain of Oliver Ames on that side. Sure, cooler heads have prevailed. I mean, and that's something that's a credit to the coaching staff. John, when something like that happens, it's very easy to get revved up in a contact game like that. But Coach Carey, he focuses on making you a better football player and a better young man.
All right, it looks like it was number 6, Chad Silver, who was getting helped off the field there for the Tigers. So hopefully Silva is okay. And as I mentioned,
their running back, that's their big power back. That's a tremendous loss in short yardage situation. Though their quarterback seems to
seems to be doing well as well. But
too.
all right, so again, Quincy with the penalty goes
boy,
back to the
that's
15-yard
another-
line, and another flag is thrown. It's going to be again a false start against the Presidents.
The center.
5-yard penalty.
I think the center forgot the snap count.
So move the ball back to the 10 now. So I'm going to bring up a 1st and 20 for Quincy High.
Quite a lot of yellow laundry out here today. So, I'm sure you heard how every Major League Baseball, right, goes through a process to make it official.
Oh, yeah,
Have you heard
yeah.
of that? Do you know every yellow flag is personally inspected by Ed Hockley, John? Oh, another little juke. Oh, never.
Walker couldn't get away from the.
That was a great initial run to make something out of that.
10-yard line.
Trying to cut back, he played too much Tecmo Bowl maybe back in the day. Can't do that.
I don't think Jared knows what Tecmo Bowl is,
I don't think
Damian,
he
but
does either.
nor has he probably ever played on an NES system. So Walker was trying to make something happen there. He was being chased down by big number 65, Jaden Hinton for the Tigers, and it's going to be no gain for Walker as the clock ticks down under 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Second down, Beretti pass is over to the side, but he's going to get, he said he had to go down to his knees to catch it. That was Will Plouffe, and he caught it at the 10, so it's going to be no gain. And that will be the end of the third quarter.
Pass is incomplete.
Oh, they're going to say the pass was incomplete, excuse me.
So we're going to stop the clock, but okay.
And that's the end of the...
All right, so the pass goes incomplete. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, Quincy maintains a 14-7 lead over Oliver Ames.
Yeah, I said it before the game. This is a great night to run the ball. It's optimal running weather. The mist keeps you hydrated, keeps the big guys cooled off.
Well, it's definitely a cooler night than it was last Friday night when we were at the stadium.
Yeah.
You know, we always talk about it. First game of the season, especially early September. It's hot, it's warm,
Yeah.
Everyone's not hydrated correctly, and you usually see some cramps in the third and fourth quarter. That's what we saw last week for both teams, but especially here tonight, I don't think we're going to see any cramping with, like I said, this cool weather. So they're able to, in a week of training of hydration and whatnot under the belt as well. This game will be.
Now, I wonder if the mist affects the instruments for the band.
This game will be replayed on QATV Channel 8 this coming week, so we encourage you to log on to our website at qatv.org for the replay schedule, and also on our video on demand on our website, qatv.org/sports. You can see all the high school football and high school sports action on our website.
Including the full 22 of this game. No, but real, look, those instruments can't be rust-proof, right?
I assume not. No,
I assume
you think I should know a little bit more, as my
because
wife's
your wife.
a band teacher,
I mean,
but.
are they taking a towel to that immediately after?
All right, Beretti looking to pass, looking way downfield over the middle of the field, has 2 men. It's
Excellent.
complete.
Oh,
Great catch
my
there by
gosh.
number 5, J.C. Ham, all the way down to the 40-yard line, and it's a first down for the Presidents.
J.C. Ham.
It's seeing JC not injured. He was very injury prone last year, which I think everybody was. But he is one athletic playmaker and a really nice young man. That was a great play by the Presidents.
Yeah, offensive line gave Beretti plenty of time to pass, and he threw a strike right down the middle of the field.
Safety blitz.
All right, so as you said, Damien Owe showing blitz. He falls back, though. Walker on the carry, trying to get over to the left side, has some space across midfield, and gets across the 45-yard line and brought down at the 44.
Should have blitzed.
It'd be enough for a Quincy first down.
Great run there by Jared Walker, and actually going to say his knee was down at the 46-yard
If
line.
Quincy can punch it in this time with all the callbacks and everything else that happened, I think this could really take the wind out of the sails for Oliver Ames. I mean, this is really a one-score game right now. Even though, man, I would love to see the time of possession for the Presidents on this. It's like they would take 3 steps forward, and then a penalty will bring them 4 steps back.
So right now for time of possession, this is very, very, very rough, Damien. I have about 23 minutes to 13 minutes.
Yeah,
Quincy in favor of it.
2-1. Yeah.
Handoff goes up the middle. And it's going to be maybe a gain of 1. Yeah, they're going to say Rodriguez gets a gain and went up to the 45.
Be 1 yard pick up of the play. It'll be second down and 9 for Quincy at the 45-yard.
So bring up a second down and 9 now for the Presidents. Jared Walker's coming out of the game to get a breather.
It's fine. They got 3 to get 9 yards.
I formation in the backfield. Looks like
Davis is
Gallant
the
is the I
fullback
back. And they're going to give it to Gallant. He goes over to the right
counter,
side.
yeah.
Nice job there by
Slow.
Stephen Gallant.
There
He
you
gets
go,
across the
first
40,
down.
and they're going to mark him down at the 36-yard line, and that should be enough for the first down.
Down to the 36-yard line. It'll be enough for Quincy.
And it is a first down for the Presidents.
Taking down
That clock
number 2,
rolling the
Robert
whole time.
Jenkins Jr. First down and 10.
This does get into now clock management situation. John, you're better knowing the lights that are out in that.
We're coming up on 9:10.
Okay. So we still have plenty of time. I thought it was 3 for a second. I'm like, man, these quarters are live.
So from our vantage point, for people listening and watching at home, there's a pole that holds up the net behind the uprights. And the pole blocks part of the minute number on the scoreboard. So you kind of have to go to the left to go to the right to see what the actual time is here from where our vantage point again is up here. All right, Gallant on the carry again for the Presidents, and
The 36
they get him up to no gain.
Looked like no gain. There was
Second down
nowhere
and
to
10.
go.
Jaden Hinton, number 65, one of the defensive linemen for Oliver Ames. Big kid, Damien, 6'3", 278, but he is quick out there. He has been moving up and down the line, and he was right there with Gallant, helping to push him out of bounds. And he's been, again, all game, he's been like that, has Jaden Hinton.
I never. Oh wow.
Walker trying to get away from a tackle, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tiger defenders right there to bring him down, and they're going to say his forward progress stopped at the 35.
So we have a away player injured.
Yep, there is a Tiger down on the field.
Yeah, I never subscribed to it. There are a lot of guys like to have real athletic players on the edge of the line because their job is the outside contain and containing running backs, and obviously you need to be athletic. But yeah, if you're 6'3", 280 and you're built like a bulldozer, you're going to win a lot of one-on-one battles with that tackle to hold that edge yourself.
And like I said, he has been getting up and down the line,
Oh,
sideline
yeah.
to sideline too. So
I think he would look great in the Quincy Presidency.
well, it's funny. We talked about
You know,
earlier.
we have a whole bunch of new condos, maybe his family. You never know.
We were just talking about in the very top of the telecast here how head coach for the Tigers, Ed DeWitt, is a Quincy High alum, and as is Paul Carson, who's the defensive coordinator, a Quincy High alum as well. Seems to be a lot of Quincy connections down in Easton. A lot of people moving down to that neck of the woods.
Oh, how do you know he moved? How do you know he doesn't still live in Quincy and works there?
Who's this? I'm sorry.
The head coach.
Oh, I'm not saying he specifically.
Yeah.
I don't think he lives in Easton. I think Coach Carson still lives in Quincy and is coaching down in Easton. But again, a lot of those Quincy Easton connections, one way or another.
Oliver Ames has a turf field, correct?
They do, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say sometimes there's an adjustment if you practice and play on grass a lot and going to turf. You're so used to making certain cuts on grass where you slide, but on that turf field it just kind of, especially with the cleats on, it just locks it in. Don't really see what the injury was. Who's that, number 12, John?
Yeah, it looks like it's number 12 who's down the field. That's Wayne Casey, a defensive back. And I'm just trying to go back and rewind our live stream here to see if I could see what happened. Looks like Casey was coming in on the tackle
and stepped on a lacrosse ball left over by the.
No, I think unfortunately there might have been a
looks like he probably
helmet-to-helmet hit. Maybe actually he might have hit the run into Luke Murphy, number 76 for the Presidents, awkwardly, or maybe it happened just before that.
Yeah, he wasn't. It looked like when he got popped, he wasn't like firmly standing on the ground. He was kind of in a vulnerable position. I mean, it's part of the game. Yeah, it looked like he.
Yeah, look like he might have
dove
got.
and just got a face full of shoulder.
Yeah,
It
he
wasn't
got
intentional.
he got pushed from behind, and he initially started to get up, but then he just went right down the field, went right down to stay on the field. And
Yeah.
again, hopefully he is okay.
Which is the right thing to do if you're injured, especially if you have concussion-like symptoms. Let your trainer know. Don't try to be some hero playing through that.
I think what we'll do, Damien, is you and I will take a quick timeout here. 8:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
And grab some sausages from the...
With the injury down the field, we'll take a timeout, and we'll be back in just 1 second. All right, we're back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're hoping that Wayne Casey for the Tigers is okay. He was just taken off and is going to need to be receiving some treatment, it appears. So hopefully Wayne Casey is okay. And it's going to be tough now for players to get back into action. It's always a tough thing when...
that break, yeah.
The break, but then also, the mental portion of it, seeing your friend and teammate getting taken off on the field. So hopefully the Tigers are able to move forward. All right, Drew Beretti looking downfield, and it is incomplete. It looked like it hit the defender in the back, and it was just a little short on the throw. As we get underway here in the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes to go.
No, that was not face guarding. Even though that defender didn't turn around, he wasn't putting his hands up to block it. He was just running.
All right, so it brings up now a 4th and 9 for the Presidents. Ball at the 35-yard line. Beretti in the shotgun. Looking to pass down the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Looked like it was trying to get the number there. Looks like it was Rodriguez.
No,
was
JC
it,
Ham.
was it Ham? Okay, I'm sorry. Ham just couldn't bring it in.
Olive will take over. First down and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, this is, like you said, for both teams now, it's a weird break, but 8 minutes left in the game. They've kind of had stiffened up a little bit, and they got to get back into the rhythm. Got it up the middle there.
So, yeah, that was Colin Williamson on the carry for the Tigers over to the right side, and they're going to mark him down at the 42. So nice run there on first down for Williamson. Williamson, 12 rushes for 97 yards here tonight for the Tigers. Williamson again gets it right up the middle and fights through, and he'll get across the 45 to the 47. And he got brought down there by Quincy High School's Luke Murphy. And with that carry, Williamson goes over 100 yards here tonight with a 102.
Counter, but Quincy swarms to that pretty quickly.
Let's see, getting up off the bottom of the pile there was number 25, Jack Morley.
We'll pick up 1 yard per play. It'll be second down and 9. Taken down
Spot the ball at the 48.
At the 48-yard line.
6:45 left to go here in the game.
This is still a pretty tight game, 1 score. Now the defense has to get their feet under them again from that little break up the middle.
All right, Williamson, nice juke there at the midfield to pick up a few extra yards, and they're going to spot him down at the Quincy High School 45-yard line, make it the 44, it looks like
He has
maybe.
to come out for a play.
Colin Williamson on the carry.
That's 2 helmets off for the Oliver Ames players.
Down to 44.
All right, so they do spot him down at the 44 for Williamson. They'll bring up a 3rd and 1 now for the Tigers.
If you can make a big play in the backfield here, looks like I bet the quarterback's going to run it again.
And
Looks
this
like
is
they're
going to be close here, Damien. It looks like he might have picked it up. We'll see where they spot
So
him.
the head linesman is spotting it there, and the line judge, went on him. As the old saying goes, you don't fish in somebody else's pond. He had a clearer shot of it, so.
So it is a first down there for Jake Grimaldi on the sneak, and they spot him down at the 42-yard line. Which is enough for another Tiger first down. 5:22 left to go in the 4th quarter. Quincy on top 14-7. Drake Grimaldi passing on the right sideline, has a man open, and it is incomplete. Coming over there at the last second for the Presidents was number 5, J.C. Ham, to knock it away. Pass was intended for Sean Friel. Yeah, Friel had broken 3 in All right, so second down now for the Tigers. Morley goes in motion, and they're going to give it to him in the flat, and he can't bring it in. Pass was thrown just behind him. Morley had a little bit of space there, and it looked like he could have caught it at the 35, but again, it was thrown just behind him, so it goes incomplete, and brings up now a 3rd and long for Oliver Ames.
On the coverage for Quincy. Be 3rd down and 10.
Exactly 5 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Timeout, Oliver Ames.
And OA is going to call their first timeout of the half.
Reminder, the concession stand is still open. Head on over there and make a purchase. We'd like to thank Jersey Mike's for donating their sandwiches today. Head on over there and make a purchase at the concession stand.
Oh, some sandwiches at the stand.
Yeah, we talked about this last week for the North Quincy game, but it's nice to see the concession stand open up this for this season here. And things were certainly weird back in the spring for the quote-unquote fall 2 season of football.
Yeah.
Everything was certainly different all around, but nice to try to get back to some normalcy here with the games happening in the fall and the concession stand open, and boosters selling T-shirts and hats and whatnot down in the north end zone by the concession stand as well.
Some normalcy.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and long now for the Tigers. Morley goes in motion. They're going to give it to Williamson. And Williamson breaks free, one tackle, goes free, and spins forward across the 30-yard line for the first down. Great run there by Williamson. Had a nice little stutter step to avoid a tackle, and going to get all the way down to the Quincy 29-yard line for the first down.
Presidents are having a really hard time wrapping him up on that initial contact. It seems that he makes his first contact and he gains 4 or 5 yards after that.
So big first down there for the Tigers. First and 10 from the 29. 4.5 to go now in the game. Williamson again on the carry over to the right side. Again, explodes through the middle, across the 5-yard line, and goes in for the touchdown. Wow, what a run there by Colin Williamson, the senior for the Tigers. Went right up the middle, Damian, and went through some tackles. And credit there to that young man. And Oliver Ames now with a chance.
They're going to go for 2. They've had some success, short yardage with their quarterback. They have a big interior line.
And
I'm just assuming they're going to try to go for 2 here and hope that their defense can.
Yeah, it looks like Jake Grimaldi, the quarterback, is over there talking to Ed DeWitt. All right, 4:20 left to go in the game. Oliver Ames lining up for that 2-point conversion.
Still gives Quincy plenty of time to score after this, but coming out of the pistol, interesting.
All right, Grimaldi passing over to the left side, and it goes incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver, Jaden Graham.
4 minutes and
Graham is saying he was getting held, but I don't know if he would have been able to catch that either way, Damian. So the defense is able to hold there. And again, with 4:20 left to go in the ball game, Quincy with a 1-point lead, 14-13.
Personal replay. And, yeah, he wasn't being held.
Couldn't really see if he was being held or not, but the ball landed a couple yards out of bounds.
He's behind the defender. He's not being held. But, the kids watch the guys that play on Sunday and say,
Worth a try.
Where's the flag? If I don't get a touchdown pass, where's my flag? So now I'm also assuming an onside kick's coming. Or some kind of maybe quick squib.
Well, again, we said Oliver Ames did call a timeout on that last drive. So they have 2 timeouts remaining here in the half.
And still a lot of time left.
Well, we'll see what happens. Quincy will certainly be lining up here.
It looks definitely a hands team is out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of single digits out there, Damien.
Yeah.
So usually that's the hands team. Single digits and a couple of teens out there.
Now, you can't overload. At the most you can have is 6. Oh, that was let it go. Let it go.
And let's see. Oliver Ames came out of the huddle. The whistle blew, and they came out of the huddle with a quick little kick there. And it looks like Quincy did recover, but we'll have to see.
That was my onside. That's my onside kick, by the way.
Oh, the little trick kick.
Yeah, it's this.
Oliver Ames was like,
these.
they were counting the players there, and I couldn't see who recovered it for the Presidents. There was a scrum at the bottom of the pile there.
That's a great onside kick, by the way, because it really puts a lot of pressure on the guys in the middle. Because I think the best way to attack that is to have well, why is it on the 49?
So they're putting it on the OA side of the field. Clayton Corley got up with the ball, Damon. I should have mentioned that as well. So Corley comes up with it.
All right, this is a very big possession for Quincy. It's either if you're going to give them the ball back, it better be under a minute, or try to get 6 points.
Walker with the carry over to the left side. He gets across the 45-yard line up to the 42. Seven-yard gain there by Walker.
As the clock's ticking, so now we're under 4 minutes. Key thing right now is keeping those players on the field calm and collected and just focused on each play.
All right, 2nd down and 3 for the Presidents. Drew Beretti looking at the back judge there to take as much time off the clock as he can.
Bleeding that clock down. Power run formation.
Walker with the first down. Nice spin move there to pick up the first down and more. Crosses the 35 up to the 30-yard line. Great run there by Jared Walker to keep it alive. And they're going to spot him out at the 29, actually.
And they stopped the clock now, where they haven't previously. Now they're running it. You know, most chain is from the home team, like the chain crew. They should be sprinting to so that clock isn't stopped.
All right, under 3 minutes to go now. 2:55 to go. And again, Beretti looking at that back judge. Hand is in the air, so 10 seconds under the shot. I was going to say shot clock, under the play clock.
Oh.
Walker is able to avoid one tackle, but nice second effort there by Robert Jenkins to bring him down. And
Do we have a face mask? His fingers might be hurt.
I think Oliver Ames
2.
called a timeout, Damien.
Yeah, it looked like number 2 may have got his fingers in Walker's mask, but.
So they're going to say no gain on the play for Walker, and the clock stops with 2:39 left to go. All right, that's OA's second timeout of the half.
This is 2 weeks in a row of tight games from Quincy, but like I said, this is a very big series right here. They got three to get 10.
Yeah, we mentioned at the top last week against Archie's, Quincy won a fantastic game, winning 39-34. And actually, the official is coming over here, Damien, and asking for more time to put on the clock.
3:23 on the clock. 3:30.
Oh, let's hold. Yeah, they're gonna be putting a.
2:45.
Oh, so initially, I thought he initially was saying.
Goodness. This doesn't.
So now they put. All right, they're putting 4 seconds back on the clock, so it goes up to 2:43. Initially, I thought he was saying 3 something. I was like, man, they're putting more than a minute back on the clock, but.
Changing sides for that bunch.
All right, Walker, and he's going to get hit in the backfield, and another quick timeout called by Oliver Ames. And Walker is going to lose a yard or 2 on that play. So they're going to spot him back down at the 31. And again, clock stops at 2:37. Damien, real quick, I want to give a shout out. I know we have people watching out here tonight, and I want to thank Scott Campbell, who's watching at home tonight. He was right on top when I was like, I'm trying to find out who's on the bottom of the pile for their onside kick, and he was right, Johnny on the spot, saying number 32, Clayton Corley. Scott Campbell, Quincy High Hall of Famer football, and my freshman football coach back in the day. Led us to a big victory on Saturday before Thanksgiving over North Quincy.
Yeah.
Along with
all those up downs paid off.
yeah, along with assistant coach Kerry Byrne, was quite a legendary freshman football team that year. All right, 2:37 left to go here. Again, Walker on the carry, trying to find some space. A couple of stutter steps, and he's going to get back to about the 29, it looks like.
It looks like about it for timeouts for Oliver Ames.
Yeah, that was the last timeout they did use. And actually, they're going to spot him up to the 27, goes Jared Walker.
Now, once again, same situation, right? Do you pass and go for about 30 yards that they have to cover? I mean, they're expecting run. They've been playing tight. those safeties aren't that deep. The first down will be a nail in the coffin.
1:55 left to go now. 4th down and 8 for the Presidents. Beretti looking to pass, looking down the middle of the field into the end zone, and is incomplete. Was looking down there for number 5, J.C. Ham, and they could not connect with 1:46 left to go. Quincy will turn it over to the Tigers. All right, so big stop there by the Oliver Ames Tigers to get the ball back again with 1:46. No timeouts remaining. And ball at their own 27-yard line.
It's going to be a big...
And it's picked off there by the Presidents. Number 6.
Oh, man.
Caleb Parson Gomes with the interception and goes in for the touchdown.
There you go.
Great play there by Gomes. He read that play perfectly, Damian. Sat back just a little bit, saw the pass there from Grimaldi, and he runs it in for the pick 6.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 sophomores on that field, Gabe and Caleb, and they're 2 very, very athletic playmakers out there. Now, I mentioned Caleb earlier reading that misdirection run. He sniffed that out. He just didn't have a good angle for the tackle, but... You know, he fell back into that zone and just sat, waited, and saw it and played it out.
Yeah, that's exactly. He just sat back, and he was just reading the quarterback the entire time there. So great play there, and Quincy now will come up for the extra point attempt. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. Nice job there by the Presidents. 1:36 left to go, and they now lead 21-13 after the pick 6.
6 seconds remaining in the ball game. Quincy 21, Oliver Ames 13.
Still a 1-score game.
It is 8 points, but it's certainly better than a 1-point lead there for the Presidents. So, Damien, here we go. Going back to that NFL chart there where you go for 2.
Yeah.
What does Coach Damien Ricci do in that situation? Do you play it safe?
Play it safe and trust your defense. They've carried you this far. They can take you home the lot. I mean, look what the defense just did right there.
Yep. No, I agree. I just didn't know if you were going to come out there and say, well, according to page 3 of the 2-point conversion chart on.
Like I said, though, folks watching at home, we still have about 1 minute and 36 seconds. Oh, he touched it. It's down.
Yeah, it was touched there by Nathaniel Lewis, number 5 for the Tigers, and he jumps on it at the 30-yard line, make it the 31, and that's where the Tigers will start this drive.
Great play by Caleb. It just goes to show you, like having 2 sophomores out there, Coach Carey has a lot of faith in them. Only makes them better players. Let alone that another strong amount of players on this team are juniors that are playmakers too. Like Quincy is definitely on an uphill chart right now in terms of talent.
All right, 1:34 left to go. Grimaldi looking to pass for wide receiver screen, and it is. Let's see if it was behind the line of scrimmage or not. And
it will be hard to tell because the ref didn't move back.
All right, so it looks like they did say it was a forward pass, but it goes incomplete.
So it doesn't have to be past the line of scrimmage. It just has to be forward.
Forward, yeah. Just the quarterback has to pass it forward. Wasn't by a lot, but he still passed it forward. It might have been a half yard or so.
Ticky-tacky, but I wouldn't have made that call. I would have just said incomplete.
All right, second down now Grimaldi again looking to pass down the middle of the field this time. It is
Oh,
almost
my
picked off
goodness.
again. Coming up there for the Presidents was, trying to get the number there. Oh, 83. I thought it was number 23. I was like, Brendan Regan.
Regan, yeah. There's another Regan who's a sophomore, also going to be a good football player. A lot of family on this team, John.
3rd down and 10 for Oliver Ames.
1:27 left to go now in the game. 3rd and 10 for OA.
The defense is playing with an intensity more than I've seen these 4 quarters. If they carry this intensity for the rest of the season, that's going to be trouble for a lot of teams.
Well, we talked about again at the top. You know, a 2-0 start here would mean a lot for Quincy High. Ball comes loose, and Grimaldi's going to jump on it there. Nice pressure there by the Presidents.
7-yard line.
Nick Blassie coming up there for pressure. He had a big fumble recovery for a touchdown last week to seal the game. And they got to spot the ball back at
Bring up a 4th down and 14.
the 27.
Well, safeties are dropping back.
OA looking to pass. Grimaldi down the left sideline, and it's
bounds.
caught, but it is out of bounds.
Incomplete.
Was caught there by number 4, Jaden Graham, but again, he was out of bounds, and the defense holds.
So I'm assuming Coach Carey's just going to come out and kneel out the clock. Let's make sure there wasn't any penalties or anything. And yeah, that's enough to kneel out the clock time-wise. They're out of timeouts. So this was an excellent game by Quincy. They got better as the game progressed. There was a lot of those. Like I said, if Walker's going to be, grinding his teeth, looking at the stats when this is over, knowing that he had a big chunks of yards that were called back.
I think he's going to be happy that he was able to get the victory for the team here as well. So that's the big thing. Held on to the ball at the end and whatnot. So 2 kneels here, Damien. The clock to stop, and that will do it for the Presidents. And a huge victory here for Quincy High School as they are able to come down
2-0
and
start the season.
that big interception there at the end, again by Caleb Parson Gomes, the sophomore, put the nail in the coffin there, essentially, for Quincy High, and then defense was able to hold there as well. So great all-around effort here, especially at the end of the game when some big plays were needed, and they were achieved by the Presidents. Final kneel down by Beretti, and just let the clock tick down, but that is going to be it. Quincy High School coming out with a final score here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Quincy 21 and Oliver Ames 13. Again, big victory here.
Game. Yep.
Real quick, we'll run down some final stats here at the stadium. Drew Beretti, quarterback for the Presidents, 8 of 18 passing for 130 yards and 1 touchdown as well. Jared Walker, 21 rushes, 152 yards.
That's all right, I guess. he probably had closer to 200. Poor kid. Oh, man.
Well, he had some big runs called back, that's for sure. But official stat line, 21 for 152. Gabe Rodriguez, he had 7 rushes for 34 yards. Stephen Gallant, 6 for 17 for the Presidents. And receiving, Jared Walker, he had 1 reception for 34 yards. J.C. Ham had 4 receptions for 77 yards and a touchdown. And Will Plouffe, 1 reception for 14. Gabe Rodriguez and Clayton Cooley also had a catch for Quincy High as well. For the Tigers, Jake Grimaldi, the quarterback, 1 of 8 passing for only 13 yards. Colin Williamson literally matched Walker yard for yard. 16 rushes for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns for Colin Williamson leading the way. Also, Jake Grimaldi, he had 12 yards rushing on the ground. A couple of big first down quarterback sneaks, And Chad Silva, who had a huge game last week, 186 yards for Oliver Ames. He was held to only 11 yards rushing here tonight. Sean Friedel receiving 1 catch for 13 yards to round out the offensive stats for the Oliver Ames Tigers. So again, Quincy High School with the victory, 21-13. Next week, Damien, they will go on the road to Westwood to face the Wolverines and see if they can improve to 3-0. We'll get a sneak peek at Westwood tomorrow here at the stadium when the North Quincy Raiders host the Wolverines here. So we'll get a sneak peek to see what happens. As you can see at the bottom of your screen there, Quincy High School coming over and excited for the big victory here at the stadium.
Great way to start, end senior night, start your first home game of the season. Got the official Quincy High.
It is the fight song
Now,
there.
Can you sing it? Can you sing it at a drop of a hat?
I probably could, but I'm not. You don't want to hear me sing. So, all right, we want to thank all the crew that was out here tonight for Quincy Access Television to bring this possible to you. On camera, we had Ryan McWade, and our director and engineer tonight was Chris Potter, making sure things were looking good. I also want to thank the crew back at the QATV studio, Michael Jari, making sure, getting things ready for us to make sure we can get live on the air as well.
The magic behind the camera.
The magic behind the scenes
Yeah.
that happens here to get us live on the channel, on our website as well. And then we'll be having this game on QATV Channel 8 replayed coming up this week. All right, so again, Damien, final score 21-13, Quincy High School at Westwood. Next game, home game for the Presidents, will be on October 15th when they host Plymouth South Panthers here at the stadium.
It's going to be a great game.
And for QATV, we'll be back here tomorrow night on Saturday, September 18th, 7 p.m., North Quincy versus Westwood. We hope you tune in for that as well. So again, for Ryan McWade and Chris Potter and Damien Ritchie, my name is Jonathan Caleri. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. We will see you next time.